Y'all, so still out here making videos for you guys all week. I think it's Thursday right now. All week long, I've been in the sun at the beach at a couple different resorts here in Miami, the Miami area. But I'm still over here pumping content for you guys, so you know the vibes. But today I want to talk about, right, a very important thing, a very important factor when it comes to business and when it comes to trading, right? And the number one thing I would probably say that makes somebody successful in trading 90% of the time, and entrepreneurship as well, is keeping emotions out of trading and business, right? Guys, if you guys are emotional and going into trading, going into business, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to make money, right? Trading is 90% emotions. 90% emotions. Psychological. It's mind over, what's real. And if you're letting your emotions get the best of you guys, again, this could be trading, this could be with entrepreneurship, this could be with business, you guys need to switch that right away. Right, the biggest factor when it comes to trading and entrepreneurship, right, is your emotions. For example, let's take trading, right? A lot of you guys are traders. A lot of people that follow me are traders. Obviously, that's one of the main things that I do. And keeping emotions out of trading is 90% of trading. That's 90% of it, right? Why? Because when you are emotional, what do? Number one, you over leverage. Number two, you overtrade. Number three, you don't follow your plan. Number four, you could go on and on about it. You're not in the right state of mind. You're gambling. Right? Now, when you take emotions out of trading and you stick to one strategy, that's the other 10%. Right? It's actually sticking to a strategy. Right? Emotions is 90% of trading. If you take your emotions out of trading, congratulations, you're 90% there to becoming profitable. That's literally it, right? Over leveraging, not following a plan, not following risk management. Basically, you're basically out there just gambling, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of money to be made, but there's also a lot of money to be lost. And if you do not trade correctly, and if you do not follow a strategy, and if you do not have rules, you follow your rules, this is how much I'm going to lose max in a day. This is how much I'm going to win max in a day. Right? When you're winning, doesn't matter. You cut your wins and you go home. You shut the computer off and you go home. Same thing with losing. Let's say your max loss is 5%, you lose 5%, you're done. Stop over trading. Emotions gone. Now, we're not talking about business. Let's move on from trading, because trading's obvious. You gotta keep your emotions out of trading. Keeping emotions out of business, guys. If you cannot talk to somebody without being emotional and being a crybaby, like you're never gonna make it in business. Never. It's not hard feelings, guys. It's never personal. It's never personal in business, man. It's just business. Right? I see it all the time. Even people that you would be perceived at, like people that are perceiving themselves as successful entrepreneurs, successful traders, you'd be surprised how emotional people are. And it's like, bro, it's just business. Why are you getting so emotional? Someone comes to me right now and they're like, Nick, something happens in my business, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. What do I have to do? How can I fix it? Boom. You automatically got to think of solutions. Instead of thinking about how it makes you feel and all this feminine energy and, oh, no, well, you have your feelings involved in money. No. Your money does not follow feelings. It does not follow your feelings. It doesn't have any sympathy for you. So you need to take emotions out of money, because money has no sympathy for your emotions. No sympathy at all. If anything, it's rejected by your emotions. Right? So take entrepreneurship, take business, This is the issue. Boom. Cool. What's the solution? This is the issue. What's the solution? Boom. Done. No crying. No being petty. No, none of that. Guys, none of that. That's not how you win. There's very rarely a multimillionaire. The birds are chirping. They agree with me. They're like, talk your shit, Nick. There's very rarely in entrepreneurship that you go out there and you find a multimillionaires and they're mad emotional. No, it doesn't happen. Anyone who's really came up and earned their money, they're not going to be over here being super emotional with business, with sales, with trade. Guys, it's just business. Business and emotions are not the same. Can you get happy when things go right? Yes. Can you get sad when things go wrong? Yes. Can you get emotional? Yes, it happens. It happens. But I'm talking about when you're doing a business, when you're doing a deal with somebody and it doesn't go your way, you don't want to get emotional. Right? You don't want to show a weakness. When trading doesn't go your way, you don't want to go over there and keep trading. You don't want to get emotional and say, nah, I got to make that back and more. People do this in trading. They're up on their account. They're up double on their account. 50%, 100%, 200%. You know what they do? They get greedy. They're like, I just doubled my account. Let me do it again. Bro, that's not how that works. You're not following a strategy at that point. You're not following your trading plan at that point. You're just trading to trade because you're getting greedy. Greed is an emotion. Same thing with business, guys. Greed is an emotion. Right? All of that comes into factor when you're running a business, when you're trading, when you're in entrepreneurship, whatever. Guys, if you're in a relationship with your girl, go ahead. Then bring your emotions in. You're with your family, then bring your emotions in. You're with your friends, cool. Do what you gotta do. When it comes to business, I see it. I could tell instantly. I don't have to know you. I don't gotta know your pockets. I don't gotta know who you are. I just gotta have a conversation with you. And if you're being emotional, I already know there's a certain level that you're capped at. 110%. 110%. I was the same way. You don't think I was... My first trade, I doubled my account. You don't think I got greedy? Bro. Come on. I've been doing entrepreneurship for 8 years now. Seriously, for 8 years now. Seriously, like real shit. I was flipping things on eBay at 17, 16, 15, 14 years old. All through high school, I was buying things wholesale, whatever, and flipping them on eBay for a higher price because they weren't sold on eBay. And I was making a double profit margin, 40, 50, 60% profit margin. But seriously, okay, that's a whole separate point. You guys, it's a whole separate point. But seriously, guys, it's been 8 years. I kind of know a little bit, a thing or two about this stuff. You feel me? So that's a big thing, guys, when it comes to money. Yes, you can get emotional. Yes, you can get sad. Yes, you can be happy. But there has to be a time, especially when you're dealing with other people, that you're not emotional. You just got to make the decision. You got to make the decision. Right? You got to make the deal or you got to not do the deal. You can't be emotional about it. Boom. Done. Deal. Cool. Done. Awesome. If you want to hang up and then be emotional, go ahead. As long as you follow the plan and, you keep emotions out of business, right? You can go home and go celebrate and then you can, go get lit with your emotions. Awesome. Cool. Do what you got to do. But when you're doing business, actively making shit happen, keep emotions out of it. Man, these kids are loud. Okay. That's it, guys. I just wanted to be able to hop on here, give you guys some value. Keep emotions out of business. Like, subscribe, comment, do whatever. I'm going to keep dropping value like this. I got so much content, so much stuff that I could talk about. If you guys have a request, drop it in the comments, and I'll be sure to talk about it if it's a good topic. So I'll talk to you guys later.